He was the man who brought a divided nation to its knees, not with weapons, but with the power of forgiveness and unity. Yet, behind the revered image of Nelson Mandela lies a complex, riveting story of struggle, pain, controversy, and resilience. This is a story you think you know. But today, let's go deeper. Let's remember Nelson Mandela. Rolihlahla Mandela was born in 1918 in a tiny village called Mvezo, under the harsh shadow of colonial rule. The name Rolihlahla, meaning pulling the branch of a tree, or troublemaker, was a fitting prelude to his destiny. Mandela's thirst for justice began in his youth. Educated at mission schools and later Fort Hare University, he was exposed to both the promise of Western education and its contradictions within a system of racial oppression. Did you know he was expelled from Fort Hare for participating in a student protest? A sign of things to come? Arriving in Johannesburg in the early 1940s, Mandela encountered the harsh realities of apartheid. But it was here that he found his political home in the African National Congress, ANC. Guided by mentors like Walter Sisulu, together they formed the ANC Youth League, believing that change required more militant action. Mandela's leadership during the Defiance Campaign of 1952 marked him as a rising star and a target. But he remained undeterred, traveling the country and inspiring thousands to stand against apartheid laws. In 1961, Mandela co-founded Umkhonto we Sizwe, or Spear of the Nation, the armed wing of the ANC. This decision remains one of the most controversial aspects of his legacy. Mandela was clear. He was not abandoning peace, but responding to a regime that met peaceful protests with violence. Captured in 1962 and sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964. Mandela's closing words during the Rivonia trial still resonate. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. For 27 years, Mandela endured the dehumanizing conditions of apartheid's prisons. On Robben Island, he broke rocks by day and dreamed of freedom by night. But even in captivity, he was a force. Did you know Mandela learned Afrikaans in prison to better understand his oppressors? It was a masterstroke of strategic thinking. He transformed Robben Island into a university of resistance, mentoring younger activists and preparing for the day apartheid would fall. When Mandela walked free on February 11, 1990, the world celebrated. But the road ahead was treacherous. South Africa was on the brink of civil war, and Mandela's leadership was tested like never before. Behind closed doors, Mandela brokered compromises that angered radicals on both sides, yet his vision for a rainbow nation held firm. As South Africa's first black president, Mandela chose reconciliation over revenge. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission revealed the horrors of apartheid, but also set the tone for healing. Did you know that Mandela's symbolic gesture of wearing a Springbok jersey united a fractured nation? He became a global icon, but his presidency wasn't without flaws. Critics argue that his economic policies didn't adequately address systemic inequality. Mandela was not a saint. He was a man who made mistakes, faced doubts, and endured unimaginable challenges. But it was his humanity that made him extraordinary. His legacy reminds us that even in the darkest times, forgiveness and courage can reshape the world. Remember Nelson Mandela, not just as a symbol, but as a man who proved that the power to change history lies within us all. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Daily Boost. Let's keep these powerful stories alive. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired.